Don't let them in.
Dude, let me put on the shotgun. That was not a clip. That was not a.
The number one most requested video I've been getting lately is how to improve as a controller player, especially if you're just switching over. But this video right here is going to teach you how to improve on controller and keyboard. Doesn't really matter. This map right here is the key to getting better, in my opinion. It's Jiven's practice map. First thing you're going to do when you load into this map is go to the free build with bots section. It's going to spawn bots up here like this. You're going to put it onto slow-mo. And while it's on slow-mo, what you really want to be doing is working on your crosshair placement, which means instead of doing a wide sweeping edit, for example, to make an edit like that, you're going to use as little movement as possible to make this edit and complete it. And you're going to do this the entire time while running through your normal edits. And at the same time, you're going to be killing these bots as well and getting that right-hand peek. Once you're done building all the way up to max height with the slow-mo version, you're going to put it onto speedy, and for this one, you're probably going to have a much harder time doing things as consistently like triple edits, but you're just going to do what you can do. And as you guys can see, I'm messing up on a lot of my edits here because I just got on, but this is going to be very helpful for making the game feel a lot slower once you switch it back to bot. And then finally, you're going to switch it back to normal and put everything that you learned together, and you're going to work on that crosshair placement, making sure everything is still just as consistent as it was before on slow-mo, and the game should feel a lot slower. It should be a lot easier to edit. As far as this map goes, if you want to train your aiming on controller as well, which is something that a lot of people think you don't have to do, but I definitely think you do, I would recommend going into the flick duel section right here. It's just going to spawn bots in. You're going to shoot them while they roll in. Try to get as many headshots as possible. And do this for about 10 to 15 minutes, I would say. Listen to some music or your favorite podcast or something like that, and run this. So here's the second map that I would recommend. This one's a very recent one. I think there's 10,000 players playing right now, and this was made by Raider464. You guys might have heard about this one. This one has a lot of different options, but the most important one, in my opinion, is the clutch practice right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to shoot clutch practice, and then you have the option here for a 1v2, a 1v3, or a 1v4, and then you have 5 different options for the HP you want to start at. Usually I like to warm up with 1v2 and put it between 75 to 125 HP. And what you do here is you load in, you build to start, and you have to be ready for this spray because it's pretty realistic. And you're going to try to be piece controlling this and taking as little damage as possible. So I'm going to move around here, go for some right-hand peeks. And as you can see, we just won that round. And then just for an example, if you're going to lose a round, this is what it's going to look like. So let's say this guy kills me. You're going to lose your HP, then you'll just spawn right back in, and you can rerun the map until you get it down. I mean, like 1v2 with 125 HP, pretty easy, but that's usually the situation I find myself in because I play a lot of duos. But I mean, like if you're doing squads, you can switch down to 1v4 totally. And if you really want to get crazy, you can switch it to 1 HP. But I'm going to show you guys this is pretty much impossible. Even with full metal builds, tarping, it's pretty much impossible because a lot of these guys, their shots bleed right through the builds. So we got a nice tag. I'll be happy if I kill one. We got one of them. You have to be extremely careful. So you see what I mean. It's very challenging to do. And then I guess the final thing that I would recommend for practicing is peak practice. You can switch this onto different reaction times and different difficulties, and then your target size can be large through small. So basically just roll in here, you have this, make a peak, and you try not to get cracked like that. This one is super challenging. It's even more unrealistic, I think, than like players because this reacts a lot faster than most players. Those are the best practice routines, and then from there I would just recommend running 1v1s for a few hours, and then you'll get better in a matter of a couple weeks.